So first, to make the character to be able to detect the ledges, we're going to place 2 capsule traces and 1 line trace. So first, to be able to place a line trace, one of them, we're going to use an arrow component that is going to be, we're going to drop here on the mesh to attach this arrow to the mesh. And here, pay attention to the values. On the Z, I'm going to use 77. And here it's going to be like 47, I guess. That's, you can adjust this value whenever you want for whatever you need later. I'm going to use this information later for placing a line trace. I'm going to create a function that is going to be called capsule trace orange. This function is going to be for checking for ledges. We're going to drag off this and say capsule trace for object. I'm going to get actual location. So it's going to grab my current character location. I'm going to add 50 on this. Place that to the start. I'm going to get actual forward vector. I'm going to multiply this. It's going to be a float. Oh, not an integer, float. And I'm going to type here 33. I'm going to copy this again. And this, I'm going to copy this twice. And okay, this is going to be here, and this is going to be there. The radius is going to be 22. Alpha height is going to be 100. I'm going to promote those object types to a variable. They're going to be here. Draw debug type as well. Compile, save. Here I'm getting a warning because I don't have a object type here. So it's going to be a word static. It's going to identify word static objects in the world. For example, this ledge right here. If you click on that, you go down to the option called collision. And as you can see here, the object type is going to, it is word static. Now, if you click on here as well, it's going to be word static. So if I change here to word dynamic, this line trace is not going to be able to detect. And that's how you can figure out problems with collision. Many people have this collision problems. So that's a one way to fix those issues. I'm going to compile, save. Here on the draw debug type, I'm going to choose for 1 frame. So it's going to display visually the line trace in each frame for us. It's going to be perfectly fine. Here out of hit, I'm going to break hit result. I'm going to promote impact point to a variable. I don't know if I told you earlier, but you can create those booleans. You can create a boolean called is attached. You can create a float variable called left right axis. You're going to create a boolean called detected ledge. Also float for ledge height location. And that's all. I forgot to tell you about this in the start of the video. So let's continue. I'm going to promote impact normal to a variable. Now I'm going to collapse this. I'm going to make rotation from X. Rot from X. I'm going to split this. I'm going to promote this to a variable. So these variables here, I'm going to show you later where I'm going to use them. So don't worry about that. And now we're going to finish our execution of our function with our return node. I'm going to add a return node. And I'm going to want to know if this capsule trace hits something. So we're going to know on this value here if it's going to be true or false. All right. So if that's everything you got to do here. So let's run this function already. I'm going to name this to be check for ledges. And out of here, I'm going to get a branch, plug that to condition. I'm going to play already just to see if my character is running, if the capsule trace is running right. As you can see, it's working. I'm just going to change the capsule color to orange. All right, let's go back to the event graph. Now we created our capsule trace orange that is going to be able to, when I'm just place my character, please start in there. All right, let's play. And this is going to be able to detect if we have a ledge in front of us. So when I approximate, when I get my character close to the ledge right here, you see if there's a square appears, that means that we detected the ledge. And we're going to do another function, which is going to be called vertical line trace. And this color is going to be white. I'm going to spawn another line trace for object. And it's going to be white. Here. All right. So I'm going to get now this arrow here. I'm going to name this to ledge finder. So it's going to find the ledge for us. I'm going to get socket location. So it's going to get the location of this ledge here. I'm going to place that at the end. I'm going to add a height of 80. Start. So whenever we identify a ledge with this capsule trace orange here, is going to spawn another vertical line trace. It's going to be white. I have a problem here. Let's see. Oh yes, I have to connect the object types and the draw debug type as well. I'm going to press and play. As you can see, as soon as I get close to the edge, to the ledge, as you can see here, there is a small line trace, a vertical line trace, so that when you jump, let me do it slow motion. And so when that line trace, that vertical line trace hits the ledge, we're gonna be able to press the key E, so we can attach the character to the wall. I'm going to break the hit results. I'm going to want to have the impact point of this, and I'm going to call this check ledge impact. I'm going to go back to my capsule trace orange. I'm going to name this capsule impact point. Here's going to be capsule impacts normal. So just to organize things better. And here I'm going to connect that to there. And yeah, that's everything we got to do here. Now I'm going to get the return node to finalize our function. Now I'm going to grab the return value. All right, save. So that's everything I got to do here. And let's go back to the event graph. I'm going to launch another branch. I think I already created the Boolean value. I'm going to set it. So whenever the vertical line trace detects, I'm going to set it to true. And I'm going to drag and drop the ledge height location. I'm going to set it. And what else? Check ledge impact. I'm going to get it. I'm going to split the structure pen. I'm going to get the Z. This is the ledge height location. So I'm going to play to test it out. As you can see, I've printed out some variables on the top left corner. So as soon as this vertical line trace detects the ledge, it's going to tell me what's the height of that ledge. Now for the step 2, we're going to detect the hands on the ledge. I'm going to get a branch first. I'm going to drag and drop the detected ledge to the condition. I'm going to create a new function called Capsule trace green. I'm going to drag and drop the capsule green there. And this is what this is going to basically do, is just going to detect the hand on the ledge. This is going to be a capsule for objects. I'm going to get my character current location. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add 20 to the height. I'm going to get the actor forward vector. I'm going to multiply it by 33. Now the radius is going to be 24. Half height is going to be 45. I'm going to drag and drop the object types and the draw debug type. And this is going to be green. I'm just going to get the return node and then plug that into there. So this is the location of where the capsule collision is going to be. And this is the properties of the capsule trace. This is the radius, blah, blah, blah. And that's a very simple code. Now after this, we're going to get a branch again. And we're going to copy and paste that in there. Let me see if it's working. Yep. As you can see, the green capsule, it's there. So when the green capsule appears, that's the time where you have the chance to press the letter E to attach the character. And as soon as it disappears, we're not going to be able to press E again and attach the character to the ledge. All right, let's go for the step 3. Let's get a branch. The step 3 is to fix the character location and rotation of the hands, of the character location in general. But for that, I'm going to attach the character first. So I'm going to choose the letter E. Let's just choose the letter 1, and then we can choose it here. I'm going to choose the letter E for attaching our character. So for us to be able to attach our character, we need to first know. So firstly, for us to be able to attach our character to the ledge, we need to know if the character is already attached. So I'm going to drag and drop the isAttached variable that I created, the Boolean variable. And after that, I'm going to check if the character has detected the ledge. So I'm going to drag and drop the detected ledge variable here. And if the character detected the ledge, I'm going to set is attached to be true because we're already attached. We're going to attach our character right now. We're going to fix the hand position. I'm going to create a variable here called fix hand position or fix character position, as you prefer. It's going to be true. And I'm going to play a montage of almost falling. I'm going to show you what montage is. So here I have my montage. This montage is fairly simple. The force root lock has to be enabled, and I'm going to create a montage out of this. So we'll here create animation montage. And I'm going to use this montage to be, I don't want my character to have any glitches or move when he's playing this animation montage. So I'm going to disable movement. So that's going to prevent any issues when the player is pressing a key and the character is playing an animation montage. I'm also going to set the collision of the capsule component to no collision. So set collision enabled to no collision. And for us to be able to execute this animation, we're going to set the character mode to be flying. So I'm going to drag and drop out of this. I'm going to set movement mode. I'm going to set it to flying. And I'm going to just organize this a little bit. I'm going to also set the orient rotation to movement to off. Also set use controller desired rotation to off. So my character is not going to rotate when you press the letter A or D. The character is not going to rotate, not appropriate when you're want to move between ledges. Let's test it out to see if it's working. So remember, as soon as this green capsule appears, then that's the chance for us to attach the character to the wall. So I'm going to do that right now. And as soon as I press the letter E, my character, well, the first thing is that my character does not play the idle animation, because as you can see, he's standing still, like he can be standing on the ground. And the second thing, that the character does not place his hand correctly on the ledge, and that's two big issues that we have right now. So we can fix first the character to be able to be idle when he's grabbing the ledge. So for us to do that, I have some animations here. So this is ledge climb idle. As you can see, it's just a one frame animation, I guess, and it's looping. And that's the animation that I'm going to use for ledge idle. I'm going to go here on the UE4 animation blueprint. And as you can see here, this is a very simple code for my animation graph. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to drag off this. I'm going to say new cache pose. This is going to be default cache, default local motion cache, default local. I'm going to create a new state machine for ledge local cache. I'm going to say new cache pose and say ledge local cache. And then I'm going to use the ledge. And also use default local cache. I'm going to blend by bool. So we're going to use this blend poses by bool to change between transitions of when the character is walking on the floor or the character is hanging on the ledge. So I'm going to drag and drop is hanging here. So if the character is hanging, then this is going to be true. Then I want the ledge to be playing. So this is going to be true and this is going to be false. So depending on this boolean here, we're going to change transitions of true and false poses. And here we're going to connect that to there, and boom. For getting this variable is hanging here, I'm going to go to the event graph. You probably don't have this variable there, but I'm going to show you how you can do that. So first, here on the big event blueprint begin play, if you don't have that, you can just create one. We're going to cast to my character, and I'm going to promote it to a variable. And here on the sequence, I'm going to get is valid. I'm going to drag and drop my BP character. So I'm going to get is attached. I'm going to drag and drop this is hanging variable to there. And then boom. I'm going to create this state machine here. So the first thing I'm going to get is the idle. I'm going to drag and drop the ledge move left and also the right. Move right. I'm going to connect this to here. Connect the states. Compile. We don't need to worry about these issues for now. So I'm gonna try now. And as you can see, my character is idle on the edge, and that's what we want. Now I'm gonna want to detach the character from the wall. I'm going to choose the letter key. And for detaching the character from the wall, first we need to know if the character is already attached to the wall. I'm going to get a branch. I'm going to get is attached. I'm going to set movement mode to flying, to falling. I'm going to drag and drop the capsule component. Set collision enabled. I'm going to stop any animation that is playing right now. But for that, I'm going to want to create an array called montages. Anim montages array. It's going to be animation montage object reference. Yeah. Now we're going to set it to be array. There you go. I'm going to compile, save, and I'm gonna want to go to my animations folder. On this animation montage here, I'm going to add a new element. And I'm going to choose this animation here. Also the ledge jump. I'm going to create an animation montage out of this. Ledge jump left, ledge jump right, ledge jump up. So I'm going to select them in there. There we go. So as soon as we detach our character from the wall, we're going to stop any animations that is playing on the character. Animation montages. And I wonder if there's a node called stop all montages. But I think there's not. Anyways, I'm going to grab my mesh. I'm going to say stop animation montage. I don't need to grab my mesh, but I need to grab my animation montages array. I'm going to get a copy of this. It's going to be here like this. So this is going to start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to stop on 3 because I have 4 animations. And I'm going to stop all animations that it's currently executed. It's currently being executed. I'm going to collapse this to a node. I'm going to say stop all montages. And I'm going to connect this to the outputs. And finally, I'm going to set is attached variable to false. I'm going to grab the character movement. I'm going to set use. I think I'm just gonna copy and paste this. It's way better. And then here in the orient rotation to movement, I'm going to enable it. So you can have our normal character movement, rotation, and blah, blah, blah. As you can see, this code is pretty big. So what I can do, I can collapse this to a macro. And then have just one there. And I can call this macro to be named Detach Character. There we go. Compile, save. I'm going to play and test it out. As you can see, I'm attached to the wall, and then when I press Q, I detach my character. So that's pretty much done. Now let's do the code for fixing the character location rotation. I'm going to plug this finally there. I'm going to create, you can create a variable if you don't have this. Fix hand position, plug that in. I'm going to create a new function called fix character location. Fix character location, and I'm going to set actor location. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to drag and drop my capsule component. I'm going to set a relative location. You're going to understand why. Here I'm going to get my relative location. I'm going to split this. So the X, Y I'm not going to use, so only on the Z. I'm going to get capsule impact point. You can get it here as well. I'm going to split that. Split this as well. I'm going to get my actor location. Now for the next code, I'm going to get actor location, get forward vector, get actor forward vector. I'm going to multiply this by minus 45. I'm going to add. And finally place that in there. I'm going to get the ledge height location. I'm going to subtract it by 24, 28. I'm going to explain why I put this value later. If something goes wrong, you can change this value. So this value is basically placing the character hand at a certain height on the ledge. I'm going to show you really quick how that looks like. So I'm going to place my character, my function there, fix character location function. Now that we created our function to fix our character location, we're gonna want to create another function called fix character rotation. I'm going to get my actor rotation. Just set actor rotation. We can do this. Well, I've never tried this, but I can do this as well here if I want to. So it's going to fix the character location and rotation at the same time. I'm going to add 180 to the yaw. So let's test it out. Let's see if this function fixes our character current location and rotation. Nope. Oh, damn. That's because we didn't set the fix hand position to off. So I'm just going to drag and drop this variable, set it, and then after it finishes to play this this fix, we're going to set it to off, so we're not going to be fixing the hand at each frame. So let's test it out. Let me try to do something here real quick. I'm going to copy this, the number 4. Try to fix this. Let's test it out. So when I press the letter the number 4, my character places his hand. It's kind of weird, but let me try to turn off this. Set actor rotation. Yeah. Now it's fixed. So I guess you don't need to place so I guess don't need to place this node here. As I did. And that's going to be it. But if you need, then there you go. I'm going to let this here in case I need it. Alright, now I want to be able to move on the ledge. As you can see, my character perfectly places his hand on the ledge. Now, I want to explain you what I did on the code. So here on the function to fix the character location, I'm going to delete this because I don't need it anymore. First on this code here, it gets the capsule impact point. So it gets the current X and Y location there, and it gets the actor location because I don't want to move my character up and down. I want to keep the character in the same height. So it's going to move my character to the X and Y directions. So it's going to place my character in the correct ledge at the correct place. So to set actor location, this one right here, I chose to be minus 35. multiplied by minus 45, because I don't want to place my hand further, neither too much back from my character. For example, I'm going to explain you why I did this. Let's place a value like 33. And as you can see, my character glitches through the wall. It's moving forward. If I increase the negative value, let's say 50, before it was 45, now it's 50, now it's negative 50. And then when I attach my character, the hand is going to be, the character is going to be a little backwards. That's not what I want. So the value that worked for me is 45. Before changing these values here, pay attention to the character scale, because different character scales can have a different variation of numbers. You might have to place a different value in here, and yeah, that's it. And also the position, the location of your mesh. Mine here is 92, and it's rotated to the 270 degrees. Yeah, that's it. And here, set relative location. This is going to place the character height on the ledge. So for example, I don't know, this is minus 28. So if I place like 35, I'm gonna show you, the character is going to place his hand a little bit under, and then it's going to glitch in the wall. So this value of subtracting 28, it works perfectly for me, as you can see there. Now I want to move my character left and right on the ledges. When I try to do that right now, my character does this. So we're going to be fixing that. So for that, we're going to be changing some variables here on the movement input. So if I want to move left and right, I need to know which value we're changing. So here on the axis value, if I go to the left, this value here is going to be -1. If I go to the right, it's going to be +1. And if I don't go to neither left or right, it's going to be 0. What I want to do, I'm going to drag and drop the variable that we created here, called the left-right axis. So this axis value here is going to pass information to this variable. And this variable is going to know which direction we're going. But for that, we need to get a branch. And if the character is already attached, we can use this different movement input that I'm going to create right now. So if the character is not attached, just use the default movement of the character to move on the ground, which is to walk, run, and jump. I'm going to copy and paste this add movement input here. Going to drag and drop this variable here to the scale value. I'm going to split this. I'm going to get the capsule impact normal. So this is going to know which direction we want to move. So the X is going to multiply. We're going to get the negative value of the X and then plug it to the Y. And get the normal Y to the X. And that's how we move on the ledge. Let's see. There we go. Now, I want to play the animation when the character is moving on the ledge. So to do that, let's go to our animation blueprint. And here I have connected some states, but I let it empty just to do the other fix. But you can do this as I did there. You can do this. Going back to the states. All right. We firstly need to know which direction we're going inside our character's blueprint. So I'm going to get a left right axis. I'm going to promote it to a variable. I don't know if I have this variable right here. If I have it, I can reuse it. So I can drag and drop the left right axis and set it and plug that in there. If you don't have the variable, you can just create a new one just by right click, promote to variable, and you're good to go. All right, compile. And now we're going to go back to our ledge local cache. Wait, this is ledge local, just ledge locomotion. All right, for moving left, if I, again, when I play, if I go left, when I'm pressing the A, as you can see here on the top left corner, as you can see, the left right axis value is -1, and then when I move right is +1. So I'm going to, if I'm moving left, I want to play the move left animation. So I'm going to drag and drop the left right, and then say if it equals to -1, then that means that we're moving left. Same here, if I move right, I'm going to drag and drop equal. If it's +1, then we're moving right. Now this one here, from left to idle, we can enable this transition automatic rule based. So whenever this animation finishes, then it's going to go back to idle. Same here, when the ledge move right finishes, I'm going to want to do the same thing. And here, move left to move right, we're going to do the same thing. Get left right equals to +1. I'm going to copy this and then paste that in there. There you go. Now let's test it out. There we go. It doesn't look nice, but you can tweak the settings of flying, I guess. Get your character movement and search for the option called flying. It's something about deceleration flying. Here, as you can see, max fly speed -200. I can set it to be 100. Let's see how that looks like. Yeah. And the character movement, I also did something here. The braking deceleration flying, I chose to be 1222. You can tweak the settings and see which value works better for you. All right, so now we want to jump right ledge, jump left, and jump up. For doing that, we're going to get some animations. This is jump up. For every jump animation, I chose it to force root lock. So if in case your animation has the root bone right here, the red one, you can just remove it. You can just lock the character to the current position. And so that we can use our move component node later. So what we're going to do, we're just going to we're just going to create an animation montage for each jump, for each ledge jump, as I did right here. And let's start by jump up. We're going to place an animation notify here. So we're going to place a new montage notify window here. So as soon as the character prepares for jumping, I want to place it here. going to do the same thing for the jump right. And the jump left. All right. So on the starting point of this, I'm going to place the node called move component to. So it's going to move my character to the right place. You can also use the launch character node if you know how to use it. So just place it there. So between these points, I'm going to stop the movement of the character when it ends here. So let's start off by jump right ledge. So I'm going to choose the key for doing that, which is going to be D. Alt. So if I press the combination of the keys Alt, left, the left Alt and the D, I'm going to be able to move between the ledges. But first we need to know if the character is holding the Alt. So for that we're going to get our get player controller, and then we're going to check is input key down. We're going to choose the left Alt, and then we're going to get to a branch. I'm going to collapse this to a macro. This macro name is going to be is holding Alt, and this is going to be there. False, true. Compile, save. Now we can check if our player is holding the Alt or not. We're going to have a float variable called how further. Let's call it jump how further. This is going to be a float. We're going to set it here and also here. This one is going to be 200. Remember, as we are jumping right, the value is going to be positive 200. And if we want to jump further than the value of 200, if you want your character to be able to jump higher, then you can choose a value like 440. And play montage. Get the mesh. And then choose the right. Let jump right montage. Let's just see if that works. Yeah, it worked. And now going back to notify end. Now here on notify begin, I'm going to move component to. I'm going to drag and drop my capsule component, and I'm going to choose the target relative location. So I'm going to grab my actual location, get actual right vector, I'm going to multiply this. And let's drag and drop our jump how further variable to there. I'm going to add this. Here I'm going to get actor rotation because I don't want my character to move, to rotate. And here I'm going to choose a value of 1 and I'm going to ease out. So let's play that. Let's test it out. As you can see, my character didn't is not rotating properly. But I'm going to fix this issue later. I'm going to Alt D. As you can see, my character jumped. But my character is jumping and then sliding. Nobody wants that. I'm going to drag and drop my Detach Character macro. And then here on end, I'm going to get a sequence. And one is for stop and one is for Detach Character. Let's try now. And there we go. It's fixed. Now let's do the same thing for the others. Jump left and jump up. We're going to do basically the same thing, almost the same thing. But we're going to change only some values and key events. So for jumping left, I'm going to use the A key. And for jumping up, I'm going to use the W. And the jump, I'm going to choose the play animation, the right play animation, the right montage animation. This is left. Jump up, ledge, jump up. Now right, different from the... Now for jumping left, different from jumping right. I'm going to choose a value of 200, negative 200, and this is going to be negative 440 because we're going to jump on the left, to the left. Yeah, I guess that's it. Let's see if it's working. There we go. And now for jumping up, I'll already choose my animation here, the right animation. I'm going to keep the same values here. I'm going to get actor up vector, different from get actor right vector. Place that in there. I'm going to choose a value of 0.5. So if I want to move upwards, I can. It's a little bit low. Maybe 520 will do it. No? Oh, okay. This is not the value that I want. So here, if I think I might choose 240 for jumping up. There we go. So if I want to jump higher, I just have to hold the left Alt and then hold the W. So it's going to jump higher. So you can change these values here. For jumping higher, you can change this value here. And for jumping with the default, you can choose here. Now I want to fix the actor rotation. Let's get the rotation from X and plug that in there. Now let's try it out. Now, regardless of the rotation, when the character grabs the wall, like this, as you can see, the hands are not properly attached, but when you press the number 4 key, and then it's going to be attached. But my character's hand is not going to be properly placed. So now we're going to have to create a function for that. I'm going to copy this and paste it to my function variable. I'm going to paste these informations to my function. And going back to the event graph, I'm going to drag and drop my function to fix my character rotation here. And now it's fixed. Now, regardless of what angle I choose to attach on the wall, for example, right here. Let me try it. As you can see, my character rotates to the desired rotation. So yeah, you can tweak the settings to see which one works better for you. As you can see, my hand is glitching. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to copy all this. And on the rotation value, I'm going to place that in there. And I'm gonna do this. And there we go. You don't need to copy and paste all this. You can just to climb, tries to jump on this ledge on this angle here. I try to attach my character, but his hands glitches through the ledge depending on what angle he attaches. But if I attach my character right here on the front, my character places his hand perfectly on the ledge. So to fix that issue of your character hand to be glitching depending on what angle he attaches, all I'm gonna do is just basically copy this function here of fixed character location, and I'm going to paste that in here, duplicate it, and then test it out again. So it's going to fix the character location, fix the character rotation depending on what angle he tries to detect. If he detects that if the character needs to rotate, then it's going to run this function and this function of fixed character location, just to make sure the character location is right for the character. And now, regardless of the angle, let's try it like this on this angle. Wait, let me choose and try to, and there you go. Now, other than that, you can also fix this by doing a hand IK rig. So you can perfectly place the hand on the ledge. Now we have another issue when you press the W to move forward. When you are already attached to the ledge, it happens this. But the way you can fix that is just really simple. Here, out of move forward backwards, we're going to add a branch. And I'm going to copy this variable here, is attached. And then just place this false to there. Unplug this, and then you're good to go. Now I'm pressing, nothing happens. And I think that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.